This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, the Amyrlin Seat, and Green Man. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Schneckabis and TJ Landwehrmeyer to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. We also want to thank and acknowledge Debbie Koster and Rena M. Dietrich for renewing their annual pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much for your continued generosity and support, and thank you to our new patrons as well. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 6 of The Path of Daggers.
Yeah, so Chapter 6 is called Threads.
Threads.
Yeah, so stuff sort of happens in the last half of the chapter.
In the last half. We have about 15 pages.
Of filler.
Quite a bit.
Description.
Quite a bit.
Hustle and bustle.
Yes.
Stuff happens, sort of.
Uh-huh.
But I gotta say, I love the second perspective here.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's so good.
It's pretty good.
It's just like the tidbits of the Shanshan culture sprinkled in there. I love it.
It kind of reminds me of Eggy Ann and...
Yeah, you get just like another perspective.
Yeah.
And it kind of humanizes them a little bit.
Well, and it does provide some confirmation.
It does.
Of what is going on.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so we have...
And like plans. Oh,
yeah,
man.
so we have 15 pages of kind of scrambling around, not much going on. And then you have, like, whatever it is, 8 pages of just
action.
What is happening.
Yeah.
It was so confusing.
Okay.
And...
Which is fair.
Confusing.
Yeah, you weren't the only one who's confused.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters were confused, too.
Nobody knows what's happening.
No, absolutely not.
No one knows what's going on. But... here we are.
Yeah, so let's do this.
Action time. You know, this is what I wanted in Chapter 1.
I know it is.
This is what I literally was waiting for.
I know.
Is scurrying through a gateway with the Shanshan on our back.
I know, and honestly...
I kind of called it a little bit.
Here's the thing, we're only like, what, 3 or 4 episodes in here?
5.
5 episodes? Okay, really?
Yep.
Anyways, okay, 5 episodes in, but it's just like how we recorded it. We had like the little bit of a break, and then we got sick.
And then we had another break.
It's been so
drawn
long.
out.
It's been drawn out more than it should have for you as the reader.
Yeah.
And like any normal reader would be like already past this so fast. Like, oh my god.
I know. Yep.
So it just, sucks to be you, and then you deal with it. So
yeah.
There you go.
I know. It sucks to be me sometimes.
Okay. Yeah.
But other times...
it's okay.
It doesn't.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make up for my fun fact, because last one I know you were a little bit bored with it. All right, wasn't the best.
It was fun adjacent.
Yeah,
and
I warned you.
I remember. Yeah,
This one is a little bit cooler, but then it just gets deeper and deeper, so there's probably going to have to be like a part 2, because
Did you do a lot of Googling?
I did a little bit, but then it just like I went down the rabbit hole.
Oh.
Which I shouldn't, but I did. But
okay,
it's
and
gonna
side
call
note,
for more.
Like an idiot, I have an ice cube in my drink.
Yeah.
In my jingle jangle.
You're trying to be all summery with that.
I'm trying to be...
like tropical.
It's a yummy summery drink, but I didn't take the ice cubes out.
That's true, so shoot.
Like a moron.
Okay.
Here we go. Like I'm an amateur or
I know, right? It's your first day on the job.
What am I, new?
So here we go. The fun fact for today is about the personification of death. Okay, because in this chapter, in the past, we've gotten Avienda's thought process that the Aiel, or at least probably the women, the maidens, personify death as a woman. Right, we got that beforehand.
Yeah, she comes for us.
Yes, if death had been a man, whatever. So, but death is a woman. So, and the Shanshan, probably it seems like it's also the same.
It seems
because
similar.
We get a reference, or at least for we don't know enough really, but at least for the Rakan riders,
yes,
right? They have the Lady of the Shadows, who waits for us all at the bottom of a fall.
Yeah, well, and it kind of sounds to me also like the Shinarans who say something about the last embrace of the mother.
Yeah.
Welcoming you home, so...
Yeah, love it. So, I had to look up a little bit of the history on the personification of death, and I got some facts for you.
Okay.
So, death is a lot of the times personified as male. Think like Grim Reaper, which actually first appeared in 1847, so a lot later than I actually thought. So, Grim Reaper is kind of relatively new.
Interesting, okay.
Like the words, at least. But a lot of Western personifications of death actually comes from Dante and his fan fiction, and then also Greek mythology. So in some cultures, though, death is, in fact, personified as a woman. So in lots of the Romance languages, so like French, Portuguese, Italian, Romanian, and also specifically in Spanish, the word for death is a feminine noun. So typically you get death associated with a woman because of that. So for example, in Spanish, the word is muerte.
Yeah.
So since it's a feminine word, then female figure usually gets attached to that.
Interesting. Okay.
And then in a few different mythologies, like Aztec mythology, we've got the queen of the underworld, Queen of Mictlan, something like that.
Sure.
Also known as the Lady of the Dead, so that's pretty cool. And then in Slavic mythology, we've got, and this is pretty cool, Marzana or Marana. She is the goddess associated with death and rebirth and dreams.
Ooh.
And that works super well with Wheel of Time, because like death and rebirth is an actual thing, and then plus dreams, right?
And do we have an Aes Sedai named Marana?
No, I mean we got
probably
more,
pretty
probably
close.
Actually, yeah, probably really close, probably too close. But anyways,
yeah.
But we've also got the Aiel talking about life being a dream from which they all must wake. So like that one fits really well. But here we go. This is where like it gets too deep, and I'm gonna sprinkle it.
Oh, you're still going. Okay.
I'm gonna come back to this one though, because in Irish mythology, one of the figures in the Ulster cycle, which is like a collection of legends, there's a legendary warrior named Scathach. And again, sorry for all the pronunciation, because like I'm bad with that. But her name is the Shadow, and she's typically associated with the Isle of Skye, or just Skye. And she's the teacher who trains the legendary hero Cú But Cúlainn is literally spelled Chulainn. So if you look at the second perspective,
her name's
Chulainn, and she's a warrior in the sky, and she's welcome. She was looking to be welcomed by the Lady of the Shadow. Like, come on, that fits so well. But then it goes deeper, because then I looked a little bit at Cúlainn as the legendary hero, and his name translates literally to Cúlain's Hound, which is based on another set of stories, and it's not really important right now, but I was like, hey, I think I've heard Cúlain's Hound before. That sounds really familiar, and I couldn't remember why. But it's because in Lord of Chaos, that's the name of an inn that we visited, Cúlain's Hound.
Oh, really?
It is. Oh. And that's the inn where the Emond's Field girls were when Rand went to visit and got bonded by Alanna.
Interesting.
So there's more there.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure that RJ is pulling a sneaky on us. Ooh, and there's like more to the Cúlain's Hound
of this
thing.
Pattern.
Oh man, it's like, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, there's definitely more to this Cúlain's Hound business.
Okay.
Like let's dig into that. So anyways, a lot of cool stuff with that one. I like it. So
that is pretty cool.
Okay.
I'll give you that one.
Better than building construction?
Much better.
Okay. Back on track.
Okay. Well, last time we were here, Cloud Bowl was used.
Yeah.
Turned into Wave Bowl.
Yep.
And now there is an impending Shan-Chen attack.
Yes.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Let's do this.
Chapter 6 is called Threads. And the chapter symbol is the Shan-Chen helmet. And now, I knew that something was coming, that we were going to get something to do with the Shan-Chen, and then, like, 15 pages into this chapter, I was like, are we, though? Is the Shan-Chen helmet here as just, like, a warning?
Well, because they got the first person last time. Like, they shot shot one down, so, you know, that was a outrider.
They did shoot one down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we get Shan-Chen.
It's like, yeah, we do. Okay.
We do. So, but we are going to start in an Elaine perspective. So she has just yelled at everybody to start running.
Yeah.
And they do because there's an impending sense of danger.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because Elaine is this wonderful queenly ruler.
I love that opening.
That she thinks she is.
She's so proud of herself. She's like, I can't believe it. I'm acting like a queen and it worked so well. And it's like, yeah, because everyone saw this danger murder bird in the sky. And they're also like, yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, I mean, okay. But also good leadership, right?
I mean, she did tell everyone to run.
She did.
And now we're running.
Get people to run when there isn't danger, murder, bird in the sky.
This reminds me of when Elaine was telling Matt's guys.
Yeah.
To, like, do something.
Yeah, do stuff that they're already going to do.
That they're already going to do.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Same.
All right. So there is some comic relief here because once again, we are running and stumbling downhill.
Yes.
We just saw this scene.
And she totally biffs it.
Well, we just saw this scene.
Yeah.
We saw this scene at the end of Crown of Swords.
Yeah.
When that whole crew, the rebel crew, was running away from the fog and the Fane attack carrying Rand.
Yeah.
They were running down a hill, fumbling and bumbling and falling and getting up. And
some good physical comedy there.
It's the same thing.
There we go.
It's the same.
But that was like a long time ago.
That was not
years ago.
No?
I mean, hypothetically,
that was yesterday.
With the release of books, I mean, it was a long time ago.
In this book series, that was like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. We think. I don't even actually know where the timeline here lines up with what Rand is doing. So.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it kind of
Not
matters.
right now, it doesn't.
It matters to me.
Okay.
It always matters to me. I'll think about it later.
Okay.
So now we have Elaine running down the hill, tripping and falling. Brigida hauls her to her feet, and they're still running. Now, Brigida wants to know, are we staying and fighting, or are we fleeing?
Yes. Good question.
And Brigida says, I recognize those Shanshan from Falma, and my bow is ordinary today, so let's get the F out of here.
Yes, and Avienda catches that, and she's like, what? And it's like, maybe keep that on the down low.
If you want to keep who you are secret, you probably shouldn't talk about your bow being ordinary.
Yeah, right? As opposed to magical silvery.
And being in Shanshan.
Right, territory at Falma. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, okay.
Yeah. So now we also get that Nynaeve is also hauling ass past them. She's like, run, you idiots. And so we are at the farm.
Yes.
And Nynaeve starts shouting for Elise, who was the kinswoman who was in charge.
Yeah, still is. Not just was, but is.
Well, when we were here, she was in charge.
She's still
in charge.
Oh, yeah. Handily in charge.
And she's super on top of everything because Brigida told her what the flying creatures were, so Elise is basically already on top of everything. She organized the whole farm, we're ready to leave ASAP, and for some reason, this pisses Nynaeve off.
Yeah, there's like a dynamic, the entire chapter is filled with Nynaeve butting heads with her. And it's like, she's good. This is her farm, number one. She's good at running it. Like, let her run it.
Yeah.
And it's good that we should all be ready to leave right away.
It is good. The fact that this annoys Nynaeve that she doesn't get to boss someone around.
It's like a power struggle.
Well, it's another one of those, 15 steps back for Nynaeve's character.
Yeah, okay.
Why are we annoyed that somebody is competent and doesn't need you to boss them around? It's annoying.
Yeah, I get it.
It's frustrating. And then it doesn't just stop here. If it stopped here, it's less annoying.
Sure, but it continues.
But it doesn't. It goes on and on and on and on, and it's just frustrating.
Anyways, Elisa's good people, but we also get a little tidbit here that some of the people who aren't kin seems like they left the farm to go back to Abu Dar because they have families.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't actually be a problem, because the Shanshan really don't really care if they're women if they can't channel.
Right.
So, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. We don't have channelers who left, right?
No, none of the kinswomen
because that's
left.
what I was confused about.
So
I really thought...
Because this is still a retreat for women and stuff, too. So it seems like they have some regular folk, too.
Okay.
Not just all channelers. So some of the regular folk went back.
Okay.
But it really shouldn't actually make a big deal.
I don't believe you. I don't know why. I just don't... I felt like people who shouldn't have left.
Okay. Elise isn't really worried about it. And she mentioned specifically they're not like kinswomen.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well then, okay.
And we know how Shanshan treat people. It's if you're not a woman who can channel, it's actually decent.
Yes.
They're just go about among your business as long as you swear the oaths.
Right.
So it's I wasn't trying to throw you off there.
Okay, because I did get the feeling that I was worried that people had left.
Well, we even get the secondary perspective of Chulane looking down, seeing we're keeping tabs on the women who fled.
I know.
But they probably shouldn't make it, they're probably not a big deal about it. So.
Oh, I thought they were keeping tabs on them because it was a big deal.
They're going to be marked to make sure they're not potential demoni.
Okay, but just one other, added to the list of things I also was confused about.
Yeah, just little things.
Okay. So now we get a couple pages here of everyone getting ready to leave. Elaine thinks that there's a good chance the Shanshan will have like 100 Damane in Abu Dar, and that she'll die before she lets them put a leash on her.
Yeah, that's the tricky part though, because you don't always have an opportunity to like kill yourself before they capture you.
Yeah.
Like Egwene.
Yeah.
She got captured before she knew what was happening.
Yeah.
So...
And every time you, like, even think about hurting yourself...
If you have a collar on, like, you literally can't kill yourself.
Yeah.
So, and they keep you away from ledges or places where you could, like, drown yourself to death. Yeah. Like, they literally prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
So, that's tough.
It is tough. But I like her eagerness. And I actually think there's probably more than 100 Damane.
It's possible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we don't really know their numbers.
I would say for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Probably.
Okay.
I just want Elaine to be wrong. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I mean, and specifically in Abu Dar, because we also know there's the force that took Amadisia. So, like, we don't actually
And
know.
we have a force holding Tanchico?
Yeah, like the entire West Coast, except
Bulma?
for, like, Tanchico, yeah.
right?
Terabon.
Yeah. Right, yeah, over there.
So.
Okay, well, anyway, we also get that Elise has packed up all the terangrial onto carts, and Elaine gets a little bit jealous that somebody touched her collection of terangrial because that's her precious.
Yeah.
Nobody else's.
Oh.
Yeah.
You did it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a Lord of the Rings reference. It's been a
while.
A
little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, now someone has to get up.
Yeah, one of us is going to have to do that.
Okay, I made the... But it's definitely a my precious moment. Don't touch it. Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah. Why should I give it up when it's mine?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that Elaine is also extremely worried about the Aes Sedai taking it before she gets a chance to study it.
Oh, probably.
And that's completely...
There's a whole bunch of reasons.
That's a real thing to be worried about, I think.
Yeah.
But also, my precious moment.
Also, she's being super jelly.
Yeah, she is. Okay, hold on.
Okay, so here's to being jealous over precious jewelry that is yours.
And not just jewelry.
Nobody else's.
Amazing power objects also.
Amazing shiny sparklies.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers.
Okay. Ooh, it's been a while.
Yeah. Yep, it has been.
I also decided that I'm going to become a glassblower because I watched that glassblowing show on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Blown away.
Totally.
And now I'm just going to make all of our shot glasses from now on.
I'm excited about that.
I could just do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be a glassblower.
You don't even need like a real glassblowing thing. You just need like the oven or something probably.
Yeah, I have an oven.
Yeah, get a blowtorch. I saw them using that. I could blow glass.
Easy. It's not hard at all.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Now, order starts to appear with everyone bustling around, and Elaine keeps watching the sky.
Yeah, it's like we're slowly getting there.
Yes.
Real slow burn.
And Vandelius bring Ispan out.
Yes, right, okay.
Okay. That's Vandine and Adelius.
Yes,
Did you get that?
Yeah, no, I got that. You've been doing that for a while now.
I know. I just thought I should clarify in case anybody thinks that's one person.
New character.
It's the same person twice.
Yes, yeah.
They're sisters. So they bring Ispan out because, and we assume that they've been questioning her this whole time.
Yep, yeah, and it seems like it went well because she's like super meek and timid, like she's going along with stuff right now.
She's going along with stuff because now she's actually in the hands of some Aes Sedai who know what the procedure is and what the deal is.
Yeah, and that's what their point was when they took her from Elaine.
It was the point, but Elaine did a terrible job.
Yeah.
The way that she went about it, she should have said, hey, you two, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Do this, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, we went over that when that happened.
We did do that.
I feel like this was probably a decent thing.
Okay. And the fact that you're saying that means I'm worried.
Oh, you should be. Absolutely.
Oh, now I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now you're not? Okay. Right where I want you.
Okay.
Confused.
Okay, yeah. Just add it to the list.
Okay, so are we worried about Adelius and Vandine and Ispan?
I'm worried about Ispan, yeah.
Okay. Oh, about Ispan, okay.
Yeah, about Ispan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
So now Nynaeve and Elise are still butting heads, and Nynaeve spends some time yelling at the sea folk too.
Yeah.
She's just in an overall terrible temperament and isn't a very good and effective leader.
No. I mean, she doesn't really have formal training. She's got some experience, but like clearly not enough.
No.
Not dealing with these like big like societies, like cultures, like an entirely different culture, like clashing with a different culture. Like Nynaeve's not that person.
No. And for a while she was relationship building with the kin.
Yeah.
And the kin's women.
Yeah.
From Ebudar. But now getting here and dealing with somebody who's just as bullheaded as she is.
Yeah.
Like Elise.
And then it gets worse because Elise is the one who actually like shames the sea folk enough to give back the bowl of the winds to the Aes Sedai and the little turtle Angreal.
That's right. They were going to keep it.
Yeah, they were going to keep him. And Elise is the one who like actually seems to have gotten that done. That just rubs Nynaeve even worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Little dynamics that happen this chapter. That's okay.
Yeah. So now everyone is finally getting ready to get moving. They're all lining up and waiting and watching the sky. And now I have to say, in my head, my plan was for them to create multiple gateways.
Oh.
I felt like we should have a couple gateways going at the same time, and then that way we can get more people through faster.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
It's just like
because to travel the way they're traveling, maybe I'm wrong.
Sure.
But you have to know where you are right now.
Yeah, you have to physically, like in quotations, know.
Yes.
So you have to spend enough time there getting to, like, learning
Which
the
is
place.
what Elaine is doing. She's standing in this spot.
And it goes faster if you are holding the power while there.
You're doing it. And that's what she's doing.
That's what she's done. So you need to be able to be strong enough to make the gateway. You got to learn the area, and then you have to know the gateway weave, and those are the three biggest hindrances right now, because a lot of the women who are the strongest ones were all in the circle, and they're all wiped. They're all exhausted. So it's like it's a bad situation, and that's why Elaine is like the only one who's really in this spot to do it, because Nynaeve could, but she's too weak right now. And Avienda's already having problems. So.
But why isn't Elaine too weak?
Elaine didn't have an Angreal, so that didn't wipe her out as much.
Okay.
Right? Because she gave them all away.
Maybe, okay.
So just like as an explanation of why, maybe.
No, I know. So. And then in the end, it actually works out better.
It worked out.
If we're saying we don't want the Shanshan to be able to figure out gatewaying and make the residue, then probably don't make 10 gateways.
Yes,
right?
Yeah. And even one is,
But if we want to get everybody through very quickly, then make a bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, leading me to my next point, if Elaine's plan is to unweave the gateway, maybe talk to Avienda about that
beforehand,
and then maybe Avienda could do this one.
Possibly, yeah.
I think for sure.
She could tough it out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or they could link. They could link, maybe.
So what you're saying is there's options.
There are tons of options.
Options are on the table.
Because literally right now, they're standing around waiting for everyone to get ready.
But here's the thing. It's very in character of Elaine to do everything that she's done.
Yes.
Elaine is
100%.
Bullheaded.
I get it.
She doesn't think things through.
I get it.
She jumps in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, head first.
But if I wanted...
That's how Elaine does things.
Things to go smoothly. And I was thinking things through logically.
Yeah. You know how small the Wheel of Time series would be.
If communication
exactly. People
happened
talk.
Effectively.
People talked out their problems.
Uh-huh.
This happens all the time.
Yeah, always.
In the real world.
Actually,
all
always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Always.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, now that all that's over with, let's get to what actually is written, even though it's infuriating.
Yeah, it's annoying. The people are the annoying thing.
The people are the annoying
part. What they do,
part.
the way they handle these things, it's annoying.
It's not the way I would do it, okay?
No. Well, and again, it's just all in hindsight, right?
It is. I know. Okay, so here's where Elaine opens a gateway. Brigitte goes through first. And I just love this interaction between her and Lan.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like, I got to go first this time. And it's like the warders are in competition with each other.
Totally, yeah, I love it
which is funny. And then she thinks it should be safe since Elaine picked a spot about 5 miles away from one of her manor houses in the countryside of Andor.
Yeah.
And she chose this spot because it should take them about 2 weeks to reach Caemlyn from there.
Yep.
And it's so isolated that she should be able to reach Caemlyn before anyone even knows that she's in Andor.
Yeah.
That part is so smart.
It is smart. And we get a little bit of like Andor in history here on how it's going to work probably. So, and I did find a little bit of interesting information about manor houses in this paragraph, where there's 7 families who live here and 10, like, the I would assume there's farms and stuff, because it's like a manor house and there's 7 families. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Probably farming. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
And this is where Gareth Bryn taught her to ride nearby. And with the Andoran history, sometimes when there's rivals for the throne, sometimes people will kidnap them, like Elaine's mother.
Yeah.
You kidnap them, you keep them as guests until either you have the throne or until they give up their claims. So maybe Elaine might have to do something like that too. And she also doesn't want to be the one who gets kidnapped. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out for kidnapping.
Yeah, she does have time to formulate a plan now. She's got about 2 weeks of travel time, basically what it sounds like. That's true. And she can start establishing a base, because she needs to, like, actually build relationships. She can't just necessarily walk in to Andor and Camelin and be like, I'm queen now.
Well,
maybe.
She actually probably could
she
right
probably
now.
Could. She probably...
The way that things are set up in Camelin at the current moment, she 100% could do that.
But does she want to?
No, she doesn't understand.
Does she?
But here's the thing. About the kidnapping thing, Nynaeve and Elaine have a lot of practice at being kidnapped.
They do.
They should be
have experience
better at not getting kidnapped by now.
They should be better at escaping the kidnappings for how many times they've been kidnapped.
They've been kidnapped so
Never go
times.
To the secondary location.
That's what I need to start keeping track of. How many times have they been kidnapped, and how many times have they escaped themselves?
Yeah. Yeah, if the answer is more than once, then you're doing it wrong, so...
Well, being kidnapped?
Kidnapped.
Yeah, and then needing somebody else to come rescue you.
So, okay.
Yikes, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously my radar goes up.
Yeah.
When she's like, this place is totally safe and cool for us to be at.
It's like, not safe, not safe.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Danger.
There's Trollocs or something.
No, people.
You
can't trust people.
Oh, people are worse than Trollocs. That's what I always say. I always say that.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When you can't trust them, yeah. They're schemy.
Yeah.
At least Trollocs, you know what their motive is.
Right? Eating you. Yeah.
That's it.
So.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about any backstabbing from Trollocs. Okay.
Man. Okay.
All right. There's stuff to talk about later. Let's get into it.
Let's get further.
Okay, so we get a huge description of this meadow that they're all filing into. And now, finally, we get this tense, like, moving quickly through a gateway with imminent danger just behind us that I was looking for 5 chapters ago.
Yeah, and they, like, get through in a reasonable amount of time.
They get through in a reasonable amount of time. We're not lollygagging. We're not dawdling. We're moving.
Yeah.
It's great.
There's jokes about hats.
Lots of hat jokes.
Yeah.
Lots of plumes, which are feathers.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yep. Hat jokes.
Hats that are missing. Hats that are going to be put on other people.
Yeah.
Like lots of stuff.
And also a PSA about wearing a hat so that your face doesn't go gross when you're old.
Right.
Yes.
Always smart.
Yeah.
Why be leathery before you need to be?
Exactly. That's, you know what?
Smart.
Wear sunscreen, people.
Yeah.
And also hats.
The sun is not your friend.
Yeah.
It's trying to kill you.
I know. Have you noticed I've been wearing lots of hats this summer?
I have.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm learning. Okay. All right. So Nynaeve and Avienda realize that Elaine is still holding the gateway open, even though everybody's all through and it's time to get a move on.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Elaine?
This is the plan.
Why are you holding that? Let's go.
This is the plan.
Elaine has put some thought into this and tells Nynaeve to take everyone to the manor house and basically get everyone out of here.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, Elaine, she thinks to herself, she's thought about this plan. She doesn't think to herself, she's thought a lot about this plan.
Yeah.
So,
this could be the moment.
It could be better. Yeah, we don't know how long she's been thinking. This is the best. This is the only way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm for this way. I agree. I think that this is something that should be done.
I mean, here's the thing. The way it turned out, it all kind of worked out okay, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it didn't turn out well. Like, it turned out well.
I mean, all things considered, none of our side died.
Yeah,
and they took out a whole bunch of
Brigida,
Shanshan, so.
Thanks to Brigida.
But the implications of it are a little bit dangerous.
The implications are bad. This is kind of like, balefire is an excellent weapon.
Yeah, why shouldn't we use it all the time? Sparingly always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, now we have this brand new phenomenal weapon to use all the time.
Yes, yeah.
Not quite.
Okay.
But I do think that this whole unweaving thing, if it actually can be learned, is super useful.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Now, should Elaine have said, hey, Avienda, do you have any tips for me because I'm doing this thing?
Yep.
Because...
Even right now, she could have been like, hey, I'm doing this. I just need advice.
Yeah. No, I saw you do it once. I'm arrogant enough to figure that I can just do it on my own.
But again, that's totally on Elaine's brand. That is what she does. She's literally the most headstrong, like
Not most, but yeah.
She's pretty close.
Yeah.
She is up there with the most headstrong people. Like
she just wants to prove how brave
daughter
and
heir
tough
of Andor,
and smart
nose in the
she
air.
is.
Yeah, and she jumps in without thinking. She's the one who kicks down doors to attack the Black
Aja.
I
love that Elaine.
I know
though.
you love
and
it,
I love
but like
this Elaine.
that's super dangerous, and it could go terribly. And like it's gone well before, but it doesn't always go that
bold,
good.
And I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But asking for some help is great.
You like the concept of it.
Yeah.
But, like, if you have a friend
here's the thing.
who always gets you into these situations...
Oh, yeah, but I don't have one.
Man.
Here's the thing. I just... Yeah, it's fine. That aside...
Okay. Yeah.
This is good. This is a good idea. We just need some communication here. We just need a little bit of asking for help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to figure everything out ourselves, like, a little bit of help...
Yes.
...is a good idea.
Yeah.
So here's what we're talking about. Elaine is going to try to pluck apart the threads of the gateway just like Avienda did.
Yep.
And she says, go on, I'll wait for the rest of the threads until you're all out of sight. Because she does understand the dangers of it.
Yeah.
And the problem here is, I don't.
Yeah, and she doesn't actually either.
She has the same theory of how much danger this can cause as I do.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is that big a deal.
Which is bad, which is why you shouldn't, like, try and deactivate the bomb when you don't know what the hell it is.
See, that's actually fair. If we look at it that way,
Put you in a bomb diffusing suit and say, have at her.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Elaine, in her situation, from her time in the tower to now, she's learned so much more being out of the tower than when she was in the tower.
Yeah.
And what she has learned is that all-knowing Aes Sedai actually know very little.
That's true.
And so what she's learned in theory as what's dangerous and what you can't do and what you can do, she's obviously internally questioning.
Yeah.
And when she sees Avienda do this thing that you're supposed to be never allowed to do, and Avienda does it successfully.
Yeah, she does.
Elaine in her head here isn't thinking.
But also, she asked Avienda 0 follow-up questions about it. So
I agree. The communication with Avienda is important here.
Did you start on gateways or did you start on something smaller?
Yeah.
Because we get that. But
yeah, we did.
It's like, you did pretty good for your first try.
How did you learn this?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, what were the steps?
And I mean, you had an hour ride up to the freaking hill.
Again, any conversation is better than none.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Anyway,
but that's just my point of view on why Elaine doesn't think this is as dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
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 She thinks that the benefits outweigh the risk.
I get it.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, and the risk is also that the Shanshan are going to be the farm soon, probably.
Yeah.
And who's to say that Damani can't do the same, like, talent reading residues, and she doesn't want to give traveling to the Shanshan, which we talked about last time, too.
Yeah.
About making gateways to the boats. And it's like, boom.
Can't.
Shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't.
And probably can't.
Yeah, probably can't.
My
whole thing was you make a gateway for the ship to sail through.
Yeah,
right?
But I mean, also, like, on a moving boat, that'd be really bad, because you make the gateway, then the boat's still moving, so it's like...
But the boat moves through the gateway like a person would.
Yeah, but not if it's not big enough.
No, but let's link and create a huge gateway for the boat to sail
what's
through.
The maximum, size of a gateway?
I don't think there is one.
There's maximums to everything. Even the little platforms, there's, like, maximum in like, the
I know
skimming.
they say that.
Right?
It's as big as I want it to be, okay?
It's your imagination.
Honestly.
Okay.
Don't put limits on yourself.
That's the thing.
We've
actually heard that a lot of limits are just like self-imposed limitations.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Love it. Okay. You need to do like a motivational tape series for the Aes Sedai.
Yes.
And sell that shit to them.
Oh my goodness. Great
Your weaves can
idea.
be as good as you want them to be.
Oh.
Expand your mind.
Excellent.
The power of positive thinking and such.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. Great business model.
Love it.
With all my free time that I have, that's what I'm going to do
it.
for these fictional characters.
Love it.
Cool.
Over 1 billion copies sold.
Right. Okay, so Nynaeve tries to argue with Elaine here, put the thread back, because she's already plucked one.
She also has as much experience with this as...
And Avienda's like, that's not how any of this works. You can't.
Yeah,
Once
can't do
she
it.
started, she's got to keep going.
Yes.
And so Nynaeve is like, okay, bye. She takes everybody.
Yep.
Elaine waits until everybody's over the crest of the hill, but
Yeah.
Avienda and Brigida stay here with Elaine.
Yeah. And I mean, that makes sense.
Yes. And then at this point, Avienda starts to give Elaine some advice on how to do this.
Yeah, we do get some tips.
Some tips.
So
Elaine starts her unweaving and soon figures out what Avienda means by the weaves will start to feel slick.
Yeah, because that's one of the tips is like, hey, if you wait too, like, don't, number one, make sure everyone's like out of sight because you never know.
Yeah.
And then if you wait too long, the flows are going to get slick. And basically it's like a eel that's all greased up.
Yeah.
So
she's struggling to hold on to these slippery weaves.
But you also can't rush.
No.
Yes.
Go fast, but also go slow.
So, yeah. I was actually reading these rules here.
Yeah.
You know the game Mahjong?
Yes.
So I have a very basic understanding of Mahjong.
Okay.
It's like the tiles, and you
Yes,
gotta do the same tiles and you uncover more tiles.
Yes.
Basically, unweaving the gateway is like Mahjong, with my very limited knowledge. Because Avienda talks about
much higher stakes.
I mean, that depends on your interpretation. You can play Mahjong for money. Like, you can gamble with that.
Really?
Oh, yes, you can.
I didn't know that.
So here's the thing.
I just played the little, like, Windows computer.
Well, anyways.
Like, on, like,
maybe
Windows...
that'll be a fun fact for later. But there's, like, competitive competition.
Competitive Mahjong.
Competitive Mahjong. Okay, so, but each thread that you pull free, you gotta pull it as far as it's gonna go, and then more are gonna be uncovered. But you always got to go with the ones that are easiest to see. So it's like, I mean, again, I played Mahjong a few times.
Yeah, I played it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, limited understanding, but that's what this is.
Okay, and then when there are no more matches,
it's like,
you blow up.
You blow up the countryside.
And you burn out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. All right, so this goes on for a little while, and Elaine doesn't seem to be doing a very good job because there's threads of the power whipping all over the place.
Yeah, this is like not the way that Avienda's looked.
No.
Like we don't.
Hers was like kind of quivering.
Yeah, and then
shaking,
disappearing.
And then like disappeared.
And this is like 100-headed snake, and Elaine's like, it's flipping everywhere. It's like, oh my god. It's like clearly this is going wrong.
Well, and she's also exhausted.
Yeah.
She's trying to do this and her body's starting to give out. And then through the gateway...
Yeah, it's like maybe you shouldn't start with the most complex weave ever. Like,
I know. Well, and we just learned how to gateway too. So like
I
even
know.
the gateway
is new, and then you're just doing this new thing on the new thing for the first time.
I still admire it though, and I still believe that it's necessary.
You know, if you want to use the word admire, then I'm not going to stop you.
I do.
Sure.
This is one of the best things Elaine has done. This and a backflip on a high rope.
Okay, all right.
The two best things.
I mean, kicking down a door and saving the Panarch or whatever. That was
sweet.
That actually went well.
Yeah, that was great. I like that too.
And like, it's just a debate of like, did this go well? So.
No, it didn't. But it's ambitious, and I like it, and it makes her more interesting of a character.
Yeah.
That she's gonna go bold and
it's all fun and
games
games until someone like loses an eye, right?
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care if somebody dies here. I don't care if somebody
Oh my
loses an
god,
eye.
I can't believe you said that. You would have one of these people?
No, obviously I don't want that. But I would rather interesting and bold storylines.
You gotta pick now.
No.
You gotta pick. Someone's gonna get their head chopped off.
Elaine.
You didn't even let me say the options here.
I know. Obviously,
You're
Brigida and Avienda are not dying. They can't. So Elaine will die.
Oh my god, fine.
Her ambition and saving everybody is probably a decent way for her to die.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, like, she
It's
does
so
it,
harsh.
and it's fine, and I didn't actually think anyone was going to die.
Yeah, you picked. That's fine.
Of course I
Let's
picked.
continue.
I'm also still throwing Nynaeve off the ways in book 1.
She don't even need to. She
off the bridge, yeah.
Just kick her off.
Gosh.
Okay.
Where are we? What are we talking about?
Elaine's doing a bad job of unweaving the gateway.
Okay. I think that she's doing an okay job here.
And then the Shan show up.
The Shan, right. She can see Shan soldiers, which is hard to say. Shan soldiers start sweeping through the farm buildings, followed by Suldam and Damani. And then another pair. And then this is where they see the gateway.
Yeah.
And Elaine screams, "Get down." Just in time for the lightning to shoot through the gateway.
Yeah.
And all hell breaks loose.
Oh, yes. It's go time.
So soldiers start leaping through the gateway into the meadow, which I had to read several times because I didn't quite get what was happening.
Yeah, see, you can go through a gateway.
Yeah.
And then show up in the meadow.
I know, but I thought because it's all, like, breaking down, it was, like, a weird... Anyway,
Yeah.
The way it's written, it was just like, what's happening? What's going on? Who's
Yeah,
there?
that's
What's
fair.
that? Who are you?
And then Brigida starts, like, launching arrows and killing people.
Oh, right away.
Yeah, she knows what's up.
Yeah, and then the Shan fire their own crossbows back, and Brigida takes one in the leg, and Elaine can feel the pain as if it's her own leg.
Yeah.
Which is important to note.
Yeah.
And then Avienda takes one in the arm, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And then we also get the shouting that they want them taken alive.
Yes.
And probably because, like, they want more Damani, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to think that the Shan know that, like, Elaine, Avienda, and Brigida are specifically here.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out. Like, we do get the shouting a couple of times, like, take them alive.
Yes.
But it doesn't seem like this is a mission to capture specifically, like, the named Elaine, Brigida, Avienda. It's probably more like a get all the Damani. Let's not waste them.
Maybe.
Let's get more of them. So, because in the Shan perspective, we know that the Suldam have, like, bags of extra Adam.
Yeah, they do.
So they're like, they want to catch them
We want
all.
lots.
They're Pokemoning it.
Oh, yeah, gotta catch them all.
Mm-hmm. That's what's happening.
Channelers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pokemon. They're Pokemoning it.
Yeah.
They need to find ways to make their Suldam teeny tiny.
Oh my god.
So they can carry them around in their pockets.
Yeah. But getting into the Pokemon, like, metaphysics of it, I'm pretty sure Pokemon have to be willing participants.
No.
I'm
You
pretty
just
sure.
have to make them weak enough and then you capture them.
I'm
That's
pretty sure-
literally the point of Pokemon.
You-
you battle them until they're weak and then
You battle
capture
them to show that you're a strong competitor, but if a Pokemon doesn't want to be captive, it cannot be captive.
What? Really?
Pokemon are not slaves.
Oh.
They can't be physically taken. You're showing that you're a strong master and that you deserve to become...
I thought that, like, because sometimes they, like, pass out, they're so weak, and then you capture them.
Yeah, no. It's not. It's a voluntary ring. It's not.
Are you
sure? It's not like an Adam. I am, like, 99% sure that I'm correct on this
All
one.
right, we need some Pokemon masters to weigh in
Yeah,
here.
weigh in. I'm pretty sure.
Not that any of this matters.
It
little... Okay.
It matters.
Okay.
It matters.
Okay. That was a really funny way to explain this, though. You're right. They are launching in with their dams. Dozens of them. Okay, so now things are going crazy here. We don't know which way is up. Elaine is still trying to unweave the gateway, but realizes right now she literally can't do anything but hold on to it desperately. One of the Shanshan is yelling. Avienda doesn't like the sound of all of this take them alive business.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be part of that.
And so she starts launching fireballs through the gateway.
Yeah.
And Elaine knows
it's super effective.
that she can't do any more for this gateway. And then she yells that we have to get away.
Yes. Time to leave.
Time to leave.
Okay.
And so Brigida curses at her for a bit in the old tongue. Elaine has a side note about wanting to learn the curses.
Yeah.
We get it. Okay.
Elaine is once again telling them to leave without her, and Brigida's cursing at her like, we're not leaving you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the horses.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And then she comes back and helps Avienda get onto the horse, but backwards.
But here's the thing. We get a little smidgerooski of what the other side of a gateway looks like.
Oh, yeah, because they do move to the other side.
Yeah, they
of
do
it.
a weird thing. So the description is you could see through a gateway from the other side, though it appeared to be a heat haze hanging in the air. So it's like a little fuzzy, little bit like mirage-y almost. Yeah. Right? You could not walk through from that side, though. The attempt would be extremely painful.
Oh, okay. Don't do it.
The fact that Elaine's even saying that makes it seem like she knows that. And, like, gateways are like a new thing. So that someone tried to go through from the other side and it was painful. Oh. It's like you're trying to pass through.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe when they were teaching the Aes Sedai in Saladar. Right. Someone did it by accident.
I mean, it's possible.
And, yeah.
It was like, yikes, that hurts. Yeah. But, yeah, a little bit of information there.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So now, Brigida motions for Elaine to get on, and she puts up a bit of a fight because she's not sure she's able to hang on, and then Brigida gives her a pep talk, and she's like, hell yeah, you can hang on. Yeah. You're the mother effing Queen of Andor, and you're a badass bitch. Let's go.
You can do it.
You can do it.
And it's like Brigida's doing this with a bolt in her leg.
Yeah.
Like,
which Elaine can feel as if it's in her leg.
Brigida, like, Brigida's the hero here.
Oh, for sure. I've already said that.
She's a literal hero.
I've already given her the props.
They're all doing a great job.
Brigida's clearly number one.
I mean, Avienda's holding her. She's launching fireballs.
They're all doing excellent.
They're all doing. Elaine's doing okay.
Elaine is doing excellent, considering the circumstance.
Yeah.
So now here's the whole thing. Elaine gets onto her horse backwards also.
Yes.
So that Avienda and Elaine can see
what they're
doing. And Brigida has the reins of all three horses, and they take off.
Yes. Time to leave. Let's get out of here.
Now they go galloping away, and the gateway looks like some writhing thing with wild tentacles whipping all around.
Yeah,
that's how it's described.
It's going wrong.
It's going not great. And so Avienda's strength finally fails and she can't keep making fireballs. And the Shan-Chen soldiers start leaping into the meadow again. And then a pair of Suldam and Damani come through and another until there's 5 pairs here.
Yeah.
Their horses finally make it to the crest of the hill, and Elaine sees the Damani forming a shield just before it hits her, and she's too weak to fight it off. But she does have a moment where she thinks to herself, if she was at her regular strength, she could fight their shield.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like a kind of a funny scene in a sense, because this is the whole, you know how in like a lot of Disney movies, the villain never like gets killed by the hero. Yes. They do something that kills themselves or gets themselves killed. Yeah. So this is kind of the same idea.
The same moment.
It's the Damani does something that's
Scar and Simba. Yeah.
It's like the Damani forms the shield, which makes Elaine release the weave, which
kills them.
So
yeah, it's not like Elaine who released it and killed them.
Exactly.
Although she could have.
And maybe it had a different effect because of how it happened.
Maybe because it was cut off abruptly.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. So she is cut off from the source, and the gateway falls in on itself, and Avienda hurls herself at Elaine and knocks them both to the ground.
Yeah.
So, now.
Here we go.
Here we are. So, the air goes white, and there's a huge roar of sound, and something hits Elaine as if she's fallen off a roof onto pavement.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that's probably like the blast wave.
Okay.
Because we get that from Chulane's perspective too, is they get hit with like a big something.
Yes.
So it's probably like a blast wave, shock wave, something.
Yes. And now eventually Elaine opens her eyes and she's staring at the sky, but everything's blurry and she can't move at first and everything hurts. She puts her hand to her face and her fingers come away covered in blood, and she thinks about the others, but she can still feel that Brigida is injured but alive.
Yeah, so that's good to know.
And then she looks around for Avienda, and Avienda is 30 paces up the slope on her hands and knees, and blood is pouring down her face too.
Yeah, so that's crazy because Avienda just tackled her out of her saddle.
Yeah.
And now they're like 30 paces apart from each other. So
yeah. And blood is coming out of her skin wherever her clothes are missing.
Yeah, it's like they are both just wreck.
Yes.
Like, this was bad.
And they were far enough away.
They were far.
Just far enough away, it seems like.
Yeah.
And so Elaine recognizes that she's not burnt out, which she was definitely scared of happening.
Yeah.
And Brigida still has the bolt in her leg, and her right shoulder's, like, dislocated, and her arm is just, like, hanging
like
there.
Dangling there.
But she also checked on the horses already, and only Brigida's horse survived, but it ran off.
Yeah, and that means Lioness...
Well, you know what also, though? It's not that the horses died. It's one of the horses had its back broken,
so
and
Brigida finished
Mercy
it off.
killed it.
Yeah, but Lioness died immediately. So.
Yes. And Elaine has some pretty sensitive feelings to her horse.
She does.
Is, you know,
she'll
something
deal with
to
it
be
later,
said.
though, so...
Yeah. Now, Elaine wants to go see exactly what the wreckage looks like around the gateway. So they make their way up the hillside, look at the scene. There is a fire-ringed meadow, but the center is completely blackened and smoldering. And even the boulders that were around are gone.
Yeah, so it was like devastation here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a bomb went off.
Yeah. Half the trees on the slope surrounding the meadow are also broken, and there's zero sign of any Shan-Chen at all.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because she like half wishes that there were bodies there so she could like have some sort of confirmation.
Which is a part that made me be like, ooh.
Yeah.
What actually happened here?
But.
Because it was all so hectic and spontaneous that it had me thinking, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
So... And then this is where Elaine says, well, I didn't do as well as you did, but I guess it worked out for the best considering.
Yeah. So I just want to ask, are you on the side of like everyone's dead?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe not at this moment, but by the end of the chapter, yes.
Okay, yeah. Because then we got the other side of the gateway.
We got the confirmation.
And it's like, yeah, everybody's dead.
Everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone.
For
on
sure,
both sides.
100%. Because at this point, I still wasn't quite sure what was even happening.
Yeah, because who knows? Like, maybe they're like, get the hell out of here. Like, it's gonna blow.
Yeah.
Everyone dives through the gateway or something.
Yeah, there was no way for them to know that.
No, it didn't seem like that. And it doesn't seem like... It seems like there's limited knowledge with some things like the Aiel and the Sea Folk didn't know about linking. Like, who knows if the Damani know about unweaving a gateway?
Well, they probably
not.
Here's the thing. They probably didn't even know about a gateway.
Yeah.
Number one. They probably thought, oh, this is weird.
This is weird, but it's happening.
And they might have thought the flailing tentacles of weaves is part of it.
Like, who knows?
It didn't stop them from climbing through.
Yeah.
At no point were they tentative or hesitant.
Yeah.
They just started coming through.
It's like, hey, this is new, but let's go for it. So, yeah. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say. But now I am on board that everyone's gone.
Everyone's dead.
Yes.
Okay.
And Elaine and Avienda and Brigida are lucky that they are not.
Yes. Yeah, very lucky.
I'm sorry I said Elaine should die. But if you give me...
Yeah, you're not that sorry. Anyways.
But if you give me a choice between these three...
Sure.
It has to be Elaine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, this is where Avienda tells Elaine that she did much better her first time at unweaving than Avienda did.
Yeah.
Actually better than Avienda's first 50 times.
Yeah.
Which was just untying a simple knot of air, which took her 50 tries without having a thunderclap in her face.
Yeah, like even the smallest one can like blow up and, you know,
and
make
Elaine
it unpleasant.
says, well, at least we have a new weapon now. And then this is where Avienda's like, that's not how this works.
Well, and this is interesting because that thought is also what Chulain thinks at the end of the chapter.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, they have a wild new...
crazy new weapon. And Elaine thinks like, hey, at least we have this crazy bomb that can blow up, so... But apparently that's not how it goes.
Which I'm calling it now, Elaine is using again.
Ooh, okay, we're going to get
She's using this again. But we get that it could... not really do anything. It could be a little flash of light.
It could do nothing, or it could burn everybody out. Or it's like a friggin' bomb. So.
Yeah. And then Elaine realizes that Avienda chose to stay with her knowing these crazy risks and says right away, she's feeling emotional, I want us to adopt each other as first sisters as soon as we can find wise ones.
Yay.
What a nice proposal.
It's very nice.
It's very, right? Yeah. It's very, we just survived
We survived and, let's do it. Let's get married. Here we go.
Let's do it. Well, no.
Yeah, not
These
technically.
ones, no.
Not technically.
Yeah. Although I could see it.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, like, it's
I
there.
know.
It's there if we want it to. It's there if we want it to be there.
Okay, and Avienda gets all shy because of all this affection being shown in front of Brigida.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, but Avienda does tell Elaine the same thing back.
Yep.
And then they kiss each other's bloody cheeks.
They're wonderful.
Great.
That's okay.
So now Brigida is maybe pretending to ignore them right now, but then she calls out, "Someone's coming."
Yes.
And so Brigida says, "It's Lan and Nynaeve."
It seems like that.
Yeah.
So it seems like this took long enough that Lan and Nynaeve probably made it back and then maybe felt some stuff.
Made it back?
Made it to the manor house and then...
No, the manor house is like 5 miles away.
Well, we don't know how long this has been going on for. Elaine was unweaving the gateway for a while.
No way.
We don't know how long this took.
No way.
No?
way.
Okay.
Oh, no.
There's like no time reference.
I know, sort of, except for there is, and it's like 10 minutes. Like,
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's like people are rushing through, then they're like fighting, then Brigida gets the horses, then they get on the horses and they ride away, and then, like, there's no way. I think that they didn't make it that far. I think
they felt all the channeling?
I think that Lan and they felt all the channeling, and then the fucking blast alerted them.
Maybe.
Not maybe.
Maybe.
Definitely.
There's no time reference. We have no idea.
Okay. No.
Impossible to know.
Okay. No. This was like, there was like a blast into the like universe.
That's a good point.
And then
maybe it was loud. I don't know.
And Lan are like a mile away.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
And they're like galloping back.
I accept part of your theory.
And who knows how long they were passed out for. Like that too. Because Brigida had time to kill a horse.
Right.
Yeah. Mercy kill a horse.
So.
Yeah. So they're
okay.
They didn't make it that far.
Probably not all the way. Part of the way at least.
No.
And they'll be fine because Nynaeve can heal them all.
Well,
so that's cool.
She's up to strength though, because she also still is feeling weak.
That's fair.
Because they did just do all that. But if Elaine can do the gateway and Avienda can fireball Shanchens,
Nynaeve can suck it up and do a little bit of like surface healing at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
At least so their cuts are bleeding
dying
from their faces.
They're not going to bleed to death here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
At no point was I like, oh no, it's not Nynaeve and Lan.
Oh yeah, no, it totally seems like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the three of them just like sit down to wait for Nynaeve to get here, and Elaine thinks this isn't how the heroes in the stories do it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like a nice callback.
It is, yeah. Well, to like the Emmons Field boys too.
Yeah, who were like, this isn't
like the stories.
But
here's the thing about the stories is they're all made up stories after the fact.
Yep.
And Elaine always has the exact same thought process where it's like, oh, I'll never be the hero, and all she wants to do is be like the great queens from the stories of Andor.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, those are the stories of the great queens.
Yes.
It's like how it actually went down is different than the stories, Elaine. Yep. Like this could become a great mighty story about you.
Oh, 100%.
Like, come on.
100%.
Yeah, you can retell the story however you want to.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
You don't have to tell people you sat down and waited. You could say that you rode all the way for 100 miles.
100 miles. Easy.
Tell everybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And then that's the end of this Elaine perspective.
It is.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the last perspective with this crew for a little while.
Oh, natural endpoint.
I think we might be jumping storylines.
Might get a little time lapse with the Elaine, like traveling the 2 weeks to get into Camelin or something, so.
Probably, and then I think we're going to hear from where our other characters are.
Okay. I mean, it's chapter 6, it's time to move on.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, but this, even though it wasn't a Trolloc attack, we do have a significant attack and something happening
in the first chapters.
Like 6 chapters.
I'll give that to you.
Although I do kind of wish it was Trollocs.
They have like monster helmets. It's pretty close.
They do. They have insect helmets. Okay, and we're going to take a quick break because I have to pull up a question from one of our executive producers on Patreon.
Awesome. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, we're back, and we have a question that we'd like to answer before we jump into the next perspective from Brandy Kirkwood. She would like to know, this is specifically for you, Brett.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes. So, It is concerning the recently wrapped up Cloud Bowl storyline. Were you surprised at how strongly Dani hated it? She feels like the slog of the books was more connected to certain storylines and not specific books. Are you concerned about how I'm going to react to any future storylines? And do you have any thoughts on how you're going to help me through the, quote, slog when I get there? And she knows you can't give any specifics. She just wanted your general thoughts, and this way you can think about it a little bit more.
Okay, so general specifics. So for anyone who doesn't really know, the slog is sometimes defined by some readers of the Wheel of Time as anywhere between like book 7 to 11-ish, and that's very loosely.
Yeah.
Where there's either some books or some storylines that aren't as exciting.
Drag a little bit.
They drag along a little bit, and I get it because there's years between releases too, so that kind of adds into things. But anyways, for us, I was maybe a little surprised that you didn't like Cloud Bowl, but also in my reading, it took longer than I remember it ever taking.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you were surprised by it too.
A little bit, because it does take a while, especially how we're reading it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still think we pulled some good information out of the Cloud Bowl storyline, and we had a lot of fun with it.
Yep.
In the moment. So I think that for us moving into like book 8, 9, 10-ish, where there maybe are some slower perspectives, I think there's a lot of good information to pull out of all of them. And I think some of the biggest events in the entire series happen in these books. So, like, I'm not too worried about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I've always said that some of the slower, more, quote, boring chapters, we end up going on more in-depth tangents and have better episodes
because we have time. We have time to talk about the other stuff versus just what's happening in the chapter.
That's true, yeah.
So honestly, I'm not too worried about it, and I will make it as exciting as possible.
With your fun adjacent facts.
Fun adjacent facts, yes.
Okay, good. Interesting.
There are probably like 10 architects who listen to this, and they probably like that.
There was already discussion about...
Was there?
Yeah, about buildings.
Yeah.
Building buildings.
See?
In our Discord.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Fun adjacent.
Fun adjacent. People like it. It's okay. All right, let's head into Chulane's perspective.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, so Chulane is a Shanshan Reikin rider.
Yeah.
Kind of How to Train Your Dragon.
A little bit.
Very.
Less so. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking like the first one. I picture the
Reikins looking like Toothless.
I like that. Without the injured tail. Because doesn't the guy have to like do a lot of the footwork?
Tail. Yeah,
Chulane Chulane lets Sagani kind of do his thing.
Yes.
So.
Sagani. It has a name.
Yes.
I didn't pick that up.
It was like literally like the first sentence.
I know. I just wrote Reikin.
Okay. We also get the names of the Reikin and rider who died, who got fired out, like fireballed out of the air.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Are you gonna tell us?
It's hard to. It's Tauan, Tawan, maybe, and Maku.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So Chulane is currently riding this Reikin, Sagani, up high over the farm, and now that I've said it, all I'm picturing is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
100%
from
locked
now
in.
On,
that's what it is.
That's what a Reikin is.
Yep.
For me. So now she's ignoring the balls of fire coming out of the air from down below.
Not her business, not her problem.
Job.
Yep.
Not her problem. Because it's her job to watch for trouble approaching from the area around the farm.
Yeah.
And all the other Reikin are currently out searching for the women who ran from the farm. And then that's when I got concerned.
Yes,
because I hadn't paid attention to what Elise said about the women who left the farm.
Okay.
And now there are Reikin out looking for those women.
Yes.
So instant panic.
You're worried.
For me.
But it doesn't seem like we should be worried that much.
Okay.
Just for the fact that it doesn't seem like any of the channeling women left. It seems like it was just like regular folk who went back to families.
Okay.
Because the kinswomen don't really have families.
Not really.
Because they're not allowed to get married.
Right.
So, there you go.
Well, you could go back for, like, your mom and dad.
I mean, possibly, but they're also, like, hundreds of years old for a bunch of them. It's your family's dead.
That's true.
So, I mean, if it makes you feel better, your mom died, like, 300 years ago, so that's cool.
Shoot, okay.
Anyways.
And you know what? They don't even have figurines on a mantle anywhere for them.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Like the Aes Sedai get, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Well, if they choose to. But, anyways, we get lots of little tidbits here, so I got to point them out when they come up.
Okay.
So we've got... There's more Morat Rakin than there are Rakin.
What is a Morat Rakin?
It's a rider. So just like a Suldam Damani situation, the Morat Rakin are the riders. Morat-Rakin.
Okay.
It's like the prefix.
Okay.
And then the Rakin are the...
Rakin.
Or the...
Rakin are the...
Toothless
Are
riders.
the dragons.
Yes, and then the Torakin are the big ones we get.
Torakin are big dragons.
Big dragons for transporting supplies and shock troops.
Oh.
So the Rakin are the little guys that have like one or two riders.
And the Torakin are the
big boys.
37s.
They're the big boys.
Got it.
Who carry like a bunch of shock troops.
They're the airplanes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now you're getting it.
Now I'm getting it. Okay.
Also, she's got special crystal goggles, and she's like 1,000 paces up. So they're clearly like little binoculars.
Yeah.
So she can spy on stuff on the ground from really high up. With crystal goggles.
The craft of Kintovir.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah. Probably, well, it's not specifically from him.
It's not from that guy.
But he invented the telescope down in Kyrian.
Sure, true. But, I mean, he's not the only glassmaker.
Ah, the Seafolk have glass blowing. See?
Right?
Comes back. It all comes full circle.
It does. The Seafolk have glasses, right? We know that.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay.
Okay, good to know.
That's cool. All right, so now, Chulain sees over 100 Fists of Heaven.
Also, for the record, the Shanshan have the coolest troop names.
Cooler than Ebudar society names?
Yes.
No, wrong.
Fists of Heaven?
I don't know.
As you're like shock troops that come from the sky on the Torakin? Come
on! It would be better
so cool.
if they were the ever-glorious Fists of Heaven.
They're part of the ever-glorious army. That's Shanshan.
Oh, is that Shanshan?
That's Shanshan.
Okay, wait, what's the Ebudar stuff?
I don't know. The guys who kind of suck and don't really have a powerful queen.
No. You know what I'm talking about. The names for the guilds.
I love your example.
I wish that it wasn't that. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a happy little accident, though.
No. Okay, but say a Budar one.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
Like
the guilds.
Yeah, the guilds. So make it up. It's whatever you want it to be.
Like the illustrious and honorable guild of the...
Muckety Mucks, like
Nynaeve said.
And for the record,
you were wrong.
The Shanshan are the ever victorious army, not the ever glorious army. They could probably, interchange them, but that's fine.
I would say that there are probably some guilds in Ebudar who are glorious and
probably
honorable or whatever.
Yes, but anyways, coolest names. So
okay, the names are cool.
Yeah.
They're all cool.
So we also get that the Fists of Heaven are the most lightly armored soldiers because they seem to come on the Torakin.
And then what do they do? Parachute down?
No, the big friggin' Torakin land, and then the lightest troops kind of go out, their shock troops, they go and kill and take over, and then other troops come in later. So they're like first
because they can get to places fast because
they can be like they can fly on in.
Okay.
I don't think there's parachutes. There's no evidence of parachutes.
No. Okay.
But then Chulain thinks about how they're probably like as hard as the Death Watch Guards.
Whoa.
Another name, Death Watch Guards. So it's like, come on, cool names.
Okay.
Let's go.
We also have 6 Suldam and Damani down there, and another dozen Suldam carrying bags of Pokeballs.
And
spare Adam.
And they're all dead. And for the record, on the other side of the gateway, it seems like only 5 pairs came through. So there's 1 pair still on this side, and then all the ones with the extra Pokeballs.
Oh, I thought there were maybe 5 already through, and then there are 6 on this side. I thought maybe there were 11 pairs total.
Possibly.
Plus a dozen others.
Possibly. Depends on the timeline.
Because there's fireballs coming through.
Yeah, but then 5 go through after the fireballs stop.
But, okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's probably only 6 pairs here
probably.
Total.
Okay, and they think that clearly that's enough.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's proven enough for the rest of what they've taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this is the first wave, because Chulainn also thinks about how she wishes there was more people here right now, but all the Torakin are back with Suroth.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, in our Q&A on Saturday, I think we talked about, somebody asked about what's going on, major plot points, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the Black Tower are going to have to face the Seanchan.
Yes, okay.
And take them out. Because they fight without abandon.
Yeah, they don't have the same restrictions the Aes Sedai
They do not have restrictions. Although the Aes Sedai probably could, fire back and forth, whatever. They don't have the pure destruction mentality.
Yeah, the meat grinder.
It's like fireball. Yeah. Whereas, no, meat grinder the shit out of those guys.
Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you were pro meat grinder.
Seanchan.
For the Seanchan.
Mostly the Suldam, which is sad because then the Damani have to go.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
They're, I don't want to be the one to say it, but, a lot of the Damani are kind of like lost causes here, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say it.
Like the ones who get sent free and then just, go back to them. Yeah.
That, and that's the issue. It's
shoot.
Sucks.
It does suck.
Sucks, but,
It does suck. Anyway, So I wanted to put that on official record.
Yes.
That I think that might be a thing. In the future.
Yeah.
Because who else, really, can deal with this level
of
channeling as a power?
Yep.
The Black Tower can.
Yes.
Or Forsaken. But I don't think,
They wouldn't, though.
No, they don't care.
They don't care.
They like the chaos.
Yeah, they're cool with it.
Maybe they do. It depends what the Dark One wants with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Let's get back to this, though.
Okay.
So, now, Chulainn thinks about how it would be better if more came with the first attack.
Yeah, this is the part where we get what Suroth is up to.
Right, because she's in Amyrlin, right?
She currently is, yep.
Because that's where Morgase saw her for the first time.
Yes, and we got to see the Torakin dropping the Fists of Heaven. Those are the shock troops, right?
We did see that, yeah.
Yes, and then the rest of the troops probably came by land or whatever. Mm-hmm. So most of the big flying guys are now currently bringing Suroth and her entire entourage down from Amyrlin to Abu Dar.
Okay.
So it seems like Suroth and the squad they're all on their way.
They're late coming,
They're coming to Abu Dar now.
Yeah. Now, Chulainn basically here has a co-pilot named Elia.
Elia? Okay.
Yeah, that's how the audiobooks pronounce it.
Cool.
So Elia is riding behind her on the Raken, and Elia is making conversation about, how she wants her share of the gold. She's going to buy it in, maybe find a husband, have children. We get all this Seanchan backstory culture stuff, and she's super excited because it really seems like they're about to capture a whole shit ton of these Marith Damanis.
Yeah,
right?
the Damani that are waiting to be captured.
Yes.
Basically anyone who's channeling.
She's like, maybe I'll get one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get one of those.
Well, no, this is the thing. So we kind of get the little implication that each member of the army gets a share of the taking of the gold, or spoils of war.
Yeah, it's all very similar to the Aiel.
It is.
So I was going to say, even this person who rides the Raken, what are they called again?
The Morat Raken.
Okay,
yeah.
So these ones hardly ever leave the sky.
Yes, yeah.
And when they do, it's to have a family, because you can't have a husband and children while you're doing this dangerous job.
Kind of like a maiden. There you go. Yeah. There's some similarities there.
Yes.
Which, makes, a little bit of sense.
It does, yeah. If you're doing a dangerous job.
Yeah.
It's not likely that your culture wants you to have a family.
Yeah. So, and then Chulainn also thinks about she wants to use her share to buy a Damani, or maybe 3, and then hire a Suldam. So it seems like the spoils of war that they're probably entitled to is actually pretty high. Yeah. Because Damani we know are very valuable. And she thinks we're going to be as rich as the Blood. And the Blood are the nobility, almost super rich too. So, yeah, it's kind of neat little implications. And we've heard about skylights before, I think. Maybe once or twice. Yeah, it's the fireworks that the Damani do.
Which are better than the piddly illuminators.
Exactly. Get that guild out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? Somebody did comment, I think on YouTube, last episode when I was like, when are we going to get to the fireworks factory?
Yeah.
And they said the fireworks factory already happened in the Great Hunt. Yeah.
Oh my god. And now we're on book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that funny?
Well, this is going to last until
for people who don't know, that's a Simpsons reference for the Poochie episode, because Itchy and Scratchy
even older than book 2.
Never get to the fireworks factory, and Poochie steals their car and drives past the fireworks factory. Oh man,
okay. So there we go. That's that reference.
In case anyone's actually wondering what that reference is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Alaya shouts, "The farm!" And then suddenly something hits the rake-in super hard.
Yeah, so probably blast wave.
Yeah,
on both sides.
And sends them tumbling through the air, which is
exactly like how it happened in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, not blast wave part, but there is a point where like Toothless loses control, and what's his face?
And they tailspin.
They like tailspin. They have to like pull out of it just at the last moment.
Right.
Yeah. Except they had the little foot pedal thingy.
He did have a foot pedal. He helped it.
He helped it.
Whereas this is, you have to give up control and let the rake and take control.
Because he's going to pull out of it or he's not.
Right.
So, and also, just for the record, this entire scene 100% screams to me like RJ War Experience. Where it's like, the flyers are trained, if you're falling, don't look at the ground. We're not really sure why. But it's like, well, okay, you might count down how far you are till you crash.
Right, yeah.
But if you can't self-correct, then, sorry. Like, it's like all of it just screams like, because he was a helicopter gunner.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Like, this is literally what he did in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, so it just like, it's got to, and I don't know enough about RJ's War Experience.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is something directly taken from, like, I don't know.
It seems
anyone
similar, absolutely.
in the Air Force or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. And also, this tells us about the metaphysics, or just physics, maybe, of the gateway unraveling.
Okay.
Because both sides are going to...
Both sides blow up.
Both sides blow up. They feel the shockwave.
If it blows up.
If it blows up. Right. So, but it's interesting, whatever happens on one side of the gateway is also happening on the other.
Yeah. No, I mean, the gateway is on both sides.
It is, yeah. But it's interesting because Elaine, who's controlling the gateway and weaving and unraveling it, is on one side. But here, we immediately get confirmation that it also happens on the other side.
Yes. Wormholes are crazy.
Yep. Yep. Don't try to understand them too much. I don't think that works for my brain. All right, so now the Rake-In is able to level out, keeps from crashing, and then Tulane calls back to Alaya and is like, seems like we escaped the Lady of the Shadows one more time.
Yeah, but she did not.
She didn't. Alaya isn't there.
Yep.
Her safety strap is broken, which doesn't seem like a very effective safety strap.
No, but we did get right before this that Tulane tightened her own safety straps.
Oh.
She, checked him and did a test on him and, tightened him.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem like
Alaya did.
Yeah. We also get a little bit more tidbit stuff about, the Rakin culture. There's something called a Der Morat Rakin. So it's like a double prefix.
Yeah, I really didn't pay attention to any of that because I assumed you would tell me what it is.
Yeah, because Tulane is going to take Sagani to the Der Morat Rakin, which is basically like the animal handler vet person, to make sure that Sagani's okay.
The Der Morat Rakin?
Yeah.
Because that sounds like, so if the Morat Rakin is the rider, the Der Morat Rakin sounds like the person who takes care of the rider.
Possibly, but I also don't know how prefixes work in the
because it would be like a Der Rakin.
Possibly.
So it's like, why a Morat?
Well, it could be like Morat would be like the handler or rider, and it'd be like, I don't know. I know we're talking about a made-up language right now.
See?
So.
Okay. You didn't expect me to question you on this.
No, because it's made up. And
I
don't
didn't
know how much
expect
background
to question you on it either. It's just
Anyways.
I'm trying to figure everything out, and I can't. All right, so she heads back up into the sky, and once she has some height again, she can see that the farm is just gone. The foundations, the buildings...
Yeah.
Everything is blackened and burned, and there's a fire raging around 100 paces past what's going on. And she thinks about how she has never seen anything like this.
Yeah, this is the new weapon.
Right. And Chulin can see in the distance more toe raking headed over with the soldiers?
Yeah, because they're the big guys
that
carry the stuff.
But they're too late.
Yeah. And although they would have just all died too, probably. So
if they were there, 100%.
Yeah.
More of them. Get them all in there.
You get them all. Get the whole Shanshan army.
Now I'm rooting for dead Shanshan.
There you go.
Yep. She is composing a report in her head because there's no one else around to make one.
To make a report, yeah.
And so she thinks about how everyone says that there's lots of these, like, Marith Damani in the land. But now that they have this, quote, new weapon, maybe these Aes Sedai are a true danger because people don't think they are.
Right.
And maybe something needs to be done about them.
Ooh. Something like definitively done about them.
Right. Yeah. Not just capturing them.
Well, yeah, we don't really know what she means. But, and this is all from, like, Chulane's perspective.
Yeah, and so perhaps if the High Lady Suroth is on her way to Abu Dar, she will also see the need for doing something about these Aes Sedai.
But keep in mind, High Lady Suroth is
a dark friend.
And
she's on her own orders.
Yeah, and well, we also know, like, the Black Aja is very prominent. So, I mean...
Yeah, because she was working kind of with Leandrin for a minute in the Great Hunt.
And they had their master, right? So...
Yeah.
I mean, they're under orders of the Forsaken, probably.
Yeah.
And Masana's in the tower, like, there's some stuff going on. There's dynamics going on here.
Okay, listen, I changed my answer from the Q&A on Saturday about the interesting secondary characters. And I think Suroth is a very interesting secondary character.
Absolutely.
Well, I would say she's like tertiary, like maybe even further back.
Yeah. I don't know how to rank them, but...
I just had this thought about how we were introduced to her in book 2.
Yes, a long time ago.
And here she is coming back, doing stuff interesting.
Yeah. She's been like, we've gotten a fair amount of her.
Yeah. I didn't even come to mind when we were talking about it. But now, I'm putting that out there. And in case anyone's wondering, we record our Q&As on Discord every month. We do a monthly Q&A. And we put them up on our Patreon for our Tier 2 patrons to listen to. So there's a backlog of all our Q&As up on our Patreon.
Yeah.
We answer lots of questions and have lots of fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know we keep talking about it, in case you're wondering and don't know. Now, you know what I'm excited for?
Moving on to a new perspective?
Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
That's just my speculation. But what I am excited for is reading 2 chapters.
Oh, yeah, because we're back to 2 chapters now.
We're back to 2 chapters.
For a while. Yeah. I think for, like, at least, like, 6 episodes or something. Like, quite a while.
Okay.
So.
2 chapters.
I'll double check, but, like, we got a while where we're doing doubles again, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
So, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's
do it. Yep.
Okay. So, before you try to unweave a gateway for the first time and accidentally destroy a shit ton of Shanshan, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett, with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, Jonathan Reese, Vince Lewick, and Margaret, with music by Audionautics. If you are interested in supporting us and the podcast and also getting some really cool exclusive merch and access to early episodes and bonus episodes, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and us, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, things like that, for all things The Wheel Weaves, you can go to thewheelweavespodcast.com. Please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference. And tell a friend about us because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening because this really is part of the pattern now.